Life is amazing. Not because of the things you do, not because of the external world, and every day is fantastic. Again, not because we're manifesting our dreams externally, but because of what we learn about ourselves. Life isn't something that's against you. Life is really happening for you, and it's a bit emotional for me because it's so true in my life. People are put in your life, these friends, as literal reflections of yourself. So if you don't like the people you're hanging around with, there's a reason. They're just reflecting back to you what you give off, and that's amazing. That's a big, big clue as to what it is in you that probably they don't like. Everyone sees themselves as weird or strange, right? And there's a specific reason. If you're a sensitive person, you've probably cast the net too wide on who you are. Meaning, I'll give an example from my life. My dad once had a go at me for... he didn't have a go at me, sorry, take the me out of it. My dad once said, "It smells like something's burning," and I was cooking toast, and he meant the toast. And I took that as a reflection, because I was ultra sensitive, a highly sensitive kid, as that being me that he was having a go at, my cooking skills, because everything has to be perfect for me because I'm a total control freak, and if it's not, then it's my fault, you know? That's highly sensitive people, that's what they do. They've cast their net too wide on their me, and it is very much, you'll probably find, that in those situations you take things very personally that had nothing to do with you. Now we could say the toast did have something to do with me, but it was just burning toast what my dad's about. It wasn't a attack on my person. My person had nothing to do with that, and that's why I'm talking about highly sensitive people casting their nets too wide. Anyway, that was in the past, and here I am now, just to share a little bit, because I've just had some visual downloads to remind me of this. And sometimes we attract people in our lives to push our buttons in the right way. Bloody doesn't feel like it when they're doing it. But they're pushing your buttons and making you angry because the issue here, and we tend to blame them, we're like, this is your fault, why are you doing this to me? But we never learn to turn around at the mirror and look back and see ourselves and see that actually we're the issue here. We're the ones taking things really personally. And we're the ones that have to take responsibility for that. That toast had nothing to do with me, and everything to do with my dad smelling burning toast. I took it personally. I mean, this was years ago, but... And you attract people into your lives because they'll personally push those buttons for you. It won't be toast, it'll be something else. And you'll react. Because we're highly sensitive. But the issue isn't them. The issue is me. And who I see me as. Highly sensitive people tend to be perfectionists. And a little bit controlling. And I only say this from my life. And I don't know if I'm going to post this on the internet. But it's true. And it's in overcoming these things and healing these things within our person. It's not like I'm the issue, but the person that I consider myself to be. The one that's in control of everything, that can't control everything, that when somebody says something that is then out of my control, net drops. I take that personally. Game over. Game over. But that had nothing to do with me in the first place. Had everything to do with what I consider me to be, but I've cast my net too wide on that. This is why highly sensitive people bicker a lot, get in a lot of arguments, because they take things personally that had nothing to do with them. Nothing. And of course, they don't realise they're doing it, and I know this from my life. And it's setting you free by realising this. People are just sent into your life to push your buttons the right way, or the wrong way for you, but the right way for you, so that you take a look at you and see who you really are. Those buttons being pressed have nothing to do with you, but if you take them to be you, then you've not realised who you really are. Or maybe you have, and you're just going through a transition yet, a phase of bringing that web back in. If you can't bringing that net back in, cast the net too wide, everything's about you. Bring that net back in, and things that you would have taken personally before, not a chance. I don't know if this made sense. It does to me. And if it does to you, then that's great. Because as highly sensitive people, it's our responsibility to have a look at why we're highly sensitive. Everyone else is highly sensitive in different ways. In different ways. And if you're on this channel, it's probably this way that you're highly sensitive. Like attracts like, right? I can't sit here and say these things without knowing it in my life, you know? And that's just honesty. If you want to attract honest people, be honest with yourself. If you want to stop being controlled by people, then stop controlling. And if we want to really change and have real lasting change in our lives, stop blaming and have a look at who we're taking me to be. Morning epiphany, should we call it? Don't know if this will help, I hope it does. Life is setting you free. Life is setting you free. And if we hold space in the witness space and see what's going on and accept the downloads, we'll work that out too for ourselves, right? And I hope that didn't sound condescending, because I'm just talking to me, really. It's like, whoa, I had life all wrong. Thank God I had it all wrong, because then it's such a magical moment when we realise how it really is. And sometimes we go through phases in our lives where it seems so dark and we're doing all of the wrong things. And then we have phases where life's so great and everything's going great. And it seems like these are the moments where we're growing the most. But it's actually these, where everything's going wrong and we can't see through the fog. Oh, something good's happening then. And when you get to the end of it, even if it feels like you're at the end of it and you're not at the end of it, but it feels like you are, then just wait a little bit more. Because in perfect timing, in the perfect moment for you, you'll know why that was happening, and that's growth. Because then, when you know why, you'll change. And I made a video about 555 the other week, being about change in my life and everyone's life, because that's what 555 means. But now I'm realising it didn't mean externally with the movie. It really meant internally. A change in me that I couldn't see until now. That's what this video's about. Of course, if you wish, down below, let's just leave this video as it is. Thank you for watching, if you did, and have a great day.